Have you ever peeked beyond the golden gates and the unconfessable secrets of power? From unbridled luxury to the shadow of whispered betrayals, the marriage between Donald and Melania Trump is an enigma that continues to fuel curiosity worldwide. It's not just a story of wealth and fame, it's an intricate game of strategy, an explosive mix of ambition and mystery. But what truly hides behind the perfect facade? Love, loyalty, or a secret agreement worth billions? If you're ready to dive into the exclusive universe where opulence meets the hottest gossip, and where every look, every absence, every detail can reveal a shocking truth, then you're in the right place. Prepare to discover the incredible dark side of America's most talked-about marriage. If you don't want to miss a single detail of this luxurious drama, we only ask one thing. Subscribe right away to the PureEliteVibes channel and leave a like on this video to let us know you want more stories like this. Let's begin. Melania's second life, hidden power, and the bomb revelation. Forget the reserved first lady you once knew. Melania Trump is back and she's no longer in the shadows. Donald return it to the White House. Melania emerges transformed, confident, sharp, and more politically astute than ever before. In recent appearances, she's made one thing clear. Her priorities have shifted. Sure, Washington will be in her future, but her heart and her agenda will always beat to the rhythm of Barron. Her fierce protection of her son's privacy, even delaying the move to the White House in 2017 at the cost of public criticism, is just one example. Now that Barron is attending NYU's prestigious Stern School, Melania divides her time between Washington and New York, ensuring his life remains grounded and, above all, private. But this new Melania isn't just the devoted mother. She's observed Washington's power games for years and is now ready to play by her rules. She's not afraid to assert boundaries. "I have my own ideas. I don't always agree with my husband, and that's okay," she stated. Her stance supporting abortion rights, a sharp contrast to Trump, was a bomb revelation that shook the conservative base. Insiders whisper this audacious divergence is just the beginning. Melania isn't just back. She's reclaiming her space, relaunching the Be Best initiative with new ambitions and a clear intention to call out those who didn't support her. This Melania is not going to be ignored. The billionaires meeting, a magical night, or a perfect strategy? Before there were sky-high designer gowns and global headlines, there was one sparkling night that changed everything. New York Fashion Week 1998. Melania, a rising Slovenian model, walks into an exclusive Manhattan party. Amidst flashes, champagne, and the power players, there he is, Donald Trump, already a recognizable billionaire, but not alone. Yet his gaze lands on Melania. Their first conversation seemed like simple courtesy. Then comes the plot twist. As his date steps away, Donald approaches Melania and makes his move. He asks for her phone number. But Melania isn't a damsel in distress. She's not dazzled by his fame or charm, let alone the questionable timing. Instead, she turns the tables. "Give me yours," she replies coolly. Donald, taken aback but intrigued, writes his number on a business card and hands it to her with a challenge. "Call me." The ball was in her court, and he liked that very much. It wasn't an overnight love story, but a slow, calculated dance between two people who understood power, image, and timing. Shortly after, Trump invited her for a weekend trip to a property he was considering turning into one of his resorts. It wasn't just a trip. It was a compatibility test, a way to see how she would fit into his world. From that night on, Melania was no longer just any name in his orbit. She became his confidant, his companion, and eventually, his wife. But their story was never just romance. It was a fusion of ambition, presence, and image. The fairy tale wedding, pomp, secrets, and the legendary gown. January 2005. Donald and Melania Trump tied the knot in what became one of America's most extravagant ceremonies. At the picturesque Episcopal Bethesda by the Sea Church in Palm Beach, the billionaire dream was taking shape. Donald, the eternal showman, reportedly wanted it televised live, but Melania insisted on privacy, as much as possible for a $2.5 million event. Even entering his glittering world, Melania set her boundaries, asserting a quiet but firm control over their public image. Melania's presence that day was breathtaking. She stunned guests in a custom Dior gown, a masterpiece of satin and silk dessin meticulously worked on by 28 seamstresses over 550 hours. Embellished with intricate embroidery and beads, the dress weighed nearly 60 pounds and cost over $100,000. But Melania's elegance extended beyond the lavish gown. Breaking tradition, she chose not to carry a floral bouquet, opting instead for a delicate family heirloom wrapped in rose-shaped gems. This meaningful gesture symbolized beauty, legacy, and a silent power, distinguishing her even as she stepped into the spotlight of Trump's world. The price of diamonds? Luxury, status, and meticulous curation. The real showstopper at the lavish 2005 wedding wasn't just the glittering guest list or the ornate ballroom with gold leaf ceilings. It was the spectacular wedding cake, a 7-tier chocolate masterpiece draped in white fondant and sparkling gold accents. It weighed nearly 200 pounds and cost an astounding $50,000. Guests left with miniature replicas, every bite becoming an unforgettable souvenir of one of Palm Beach's most opulent nights. Even more breathtaking than the cake was Melania's engagement ring, a 12-carat emerald-cut Graf diamond valued at $1.5 million, signaling a marriage that would forever be intertwined with luxury, status, and meticulous curation. Celebrity event planner Preston Bailey, who orchestrated every exquisite detail of the evening, described Melania's vision as elegant but not too showy. The decor looked like it belonged in a dream, with cascades of fresh white flowers and soft candlelight creating an ethereal cinematic atmosphere. Everything was perfect, but beyond the glittering diamonds, the designer gowns, and the grandeur of Mar-a-Lago, there lies a lingering question. Separate kingdoms, shocking truths behind the perfect facade. Is the Trump marriage a deep love story or merely an impeccably staged alliance? Rumors of the unconventional arrangement between Donald and Melania have circulated for years. Perhaps the most shocking of all is the widely reported claim that the couple maintains separate bedrooms, even under the same luxurious roof. They have their own private suites and rarely sleep in the same room, one insider revealed, echoing sentiments shared by multiple sources. For some, this revelation confirmed suspicions about the true nature of their relationship. A glamorous partnership perhaps lacking traditional intimacy. Another confidant described Melania as frequently solitary and emotionally distant, a woman who occupies Donald's orbit but rarely his emotional space. This portrait of detachment paints their marriage not as a romantic union, but as a carefully choreographed alliance, marked by strategic boundaries and individual aspirations. They lead lives that resemble royalty, yet theirs is a monarchy built on separate kingdoms. Donald thrives as the bombastic businessman, the master of headlines and controversy, while Melania remains the enigmatic beauty, embodying a quiet strength and mystery. Together, they project power, wealth, and stability. Behind closed doors, however, the truth appears far more complicated, suggesting a calculated partnership rather than a romantic passion. In the Trump universe, appearances matter more than anything else. Yet despite their flawless facade, whispers continue to emerge, amplified by former staffers and insiders sharing glimpses into the unseen reality. Photographs can't entirely hide the subtle distances, the strained glances, the carefully measured gestures, and the absence of touch that hint at something deeper beneath their perfect public image. What do you think about this life so divided between luxury, secrets, and apparent separate kingdoms? Do you believe it's love or just a grand spectacle? Let us know your opinion in the comments below right away. whispers of betrayals and Melania's composed silence. Over the years, tabloids have relentlessly detailed Donald's alleged affairs with aspirational models and minor celebrities. Through it all, Melania has maintained a composed silence, never explicitly confirming or denying the gossip that constantly swirls around their relationship. Reports of private dinners during their White House days, meals eaten separately, emphasizing their emotional distance, have further solidified the perception that something essential was missing. While Melania's spokesperson, Stephanie Grisham, was quick to dismiss these rumors as false, public skepticism remained deeply entrenched. Friends have openly described Melania as fiercely private, intentionally distancing herself from Donald's turbulent political world. One close confidant summarized it bluntly: Melania wants as little to do with Donald as possible. She doesn't really care about his politics or his presidency. Their infrequent public appearances together only reinforce perceptions of a cold, transactional relationship. There are no affectionate gestures or casual touches, just two individuals seated side by side, yet worlds apart. Body language experts have repeatedly analyzed their interactions, pointing to a clear sense of obligation rather than genuine warmth. Moments that went viral, such as Melania swatting away Donald's hand or marching briskly ahead, seemingly oblivious to his presence, have only deepened public curiosity and suspicion. Inside Trump's strict upbringing, iron rules, and the value of money. If the mysterious prenup were ever to surface, it could become one of the most sensational divorce agreements in modern history. But being a Trump isn't just about the money. It involves ironclad rules, tough expectations, and some surprising life lessons. From the no smoking, no alcohol, no drugs mantra to teaching the true value of money, here's how Donald and Melania Trump are shaping the next generation. From the moment Barron Trump was born in 2006, his life has been anything but ordinary. As the only child of Donald and Melania, he grew up surrounded by wealth and privilege few can imagine. But Melania was determined to give her son more than just luxury. She wanted him to be disciplined, grounded, and ready for the immense expectations of the Trump name. When Donald Trump entered office, Melania made an unconventional choice. She delayed the move to the White House, keeping Barron in New York until he finished the school year. Stability was paramount, even if it meant criticism from the public. Once she did relocate to Washington, Melania fiercely protected Barron's privacy, shielding him from media scrutiny and ensuring he had as normal a childhood as possible. She personally oversaw his education, initially homeschooling him, then enrolling him in the prestigious St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Maryland. Surprisingly hands-on, despite an army of household staff, Melania even cooked meals for Barron, practically unheard of among billionaires. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's parenting style was equally strategic, but distinctly different. For him, raising a son meant teaching toughness and self-reliance. He enforced a clear set of rules he called the 3 no's: no smoking, no alcohol, and no drugs. Trump firmly believed in teaching his children the value of earning their own wealth, famously telling them, "If you don't make money, you won't have anything to spend." Instead of spoiling them with easy cash, he pushed them to prove themselves, emphasizing hard work, determination, and accountability from a young age. Both Melania's hyperprotectiveness and Donald's tough love approach have shaped Barron into a quiet, disciplined teenager, a rare star among children of extreme privilege. The secret prenup, hidden agreements, and billions at stake. The details of Donald and Melania Trump's prenuptial agreement remain top secret, but according to Business Insider, contracts like theirs typically safeguard cash, real estate, and other high-value assets, and can be renegotiated as fortunes grow. In fact, when Trump won the presidency in 2016, Melania famously delayed moving into the White House. She publicly stated it was so her son Barron could finish school, But journalist Mary Jordan revealed in her explosive book, The Art of Her Deal, that Melania used that time to renegotiate the prenup. Her primary priority, ensuring Barron gained the same financial and inheritance rights as Trump's older children. Given that she eventually relocated to Washington, it's clear Melania succeeded. But let's be clear about one thing. Melania is not just a first lady living in her husband's shadow. She is a millionaire powerhouse in her own right. Her personal fortune is estimated at a staggering $70 million, built through shrewd investments, lucrative business ventures, and endorsement deals. She independently owns prime New York real estate valued between $500,000 and $1 million, distinctly separate from Donald's vast empire. Melania's taste for extravagance is legendary. She regularly makes headlines showcasing fashion choices worth more than many Americans earn in a year. A $51,500 Dolce & Gabbana floral coat, a Michael Kors outfit priced at nearly $10,000, and a Monique Lhuillier gown valued at almost $8,000. Even her casual wear is luxurious. A $3,610 Gucci coat, a $2,150 Del Pozo dress, plus iconic Hermes Birkin bags, Christian Louboutin, and Manolo Blahnik heels. Her luxury lifestyle doesn't stop at fashion. Melania boasts a personal car collection valued at over $2 million, including a stunning $600,000 Mercedes McLaren, a sleek $500,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom, and vintage classics like the Mercedes 220C Ponton and Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud. Speculation about their prenup surged after former Trump aide Omarosa Manigault. Newman notoriously claimed Melania was counting the minutes until she could divorce Donald. Legal experts predict that, in the event of a separation, Trump would retain the majority of his assets, while Melania would leave the marriage with her extensive jewelry collection, full custody of Barron, and a substantial financial settlement. Melania's political earthquake, the October surprise that could change everything. Whether viewed as a carefully arranged political partnership or an improbable love story, the marriage of Donald and Melania Trump has long fascinated America. Now, Melania herself has ignited a political fuse that could drastically contrast with Trump's political scenario. The pressing question on everyone's mind was, is Melania sincerely stepping away from Donald's political stance, or is this a meticulously orchestrated move designed to reshape her public image? In her memoir, simply titled Melania, she takes a surprising stance on abortion rights, a position that directly contradicts her husband. While Donald Trump proudly boasts of his role in overturning Roe v. Wade, leading to severe abortion restrictions nationwide, Melania's perspective sharply diverges. In a provocative excerpt leaked to The Guardian, she passionately states, "Who else but the woman herself should decide something so profoundly personal?" Her bold statement resonates deeply with Democrats, instantly sending shockwaves through both political aisles. The timing couldn't be more explosive. With voters heading to the polls in just weeks, political strategists have labeled Melania's statement the ultimate October surprise, a dramatic plot twist capable of swaying critical swing states. The Trump campaign found itself in a delicate balance. Could Melania's unexpected stance undermine his credibility among hardline conservatives? Or could it strategically soften his image, appealing to moderate voters disillusioned by his polarizing rhetoric? Political insiders were divided. Some suggested Melania's outspoken position could strategically benefit Donald, portraying him as a leader capable of embracing diverse perspectives, thus attracting suburban voters who have drifted away from his more extreme stances. Yet, skeptics argued this would not significantly impact the views of established voters, pointing out that historically, first ladies have taken independent stances without dramatically impacting election outcomes. Nevertheless, Melania's sudden return to the public stage appears deliberate rather than accidental. After months spent keeping a low profile, strategically distant from Donald's often aggressive campaign trail, she has decisively seized the spotlight on her terms. Is this a shrewd, calculated effort to subtly reshape Trump's public image? Or is Melania finally revealing deeply held beliefs she has long kept hidden? As America grapples with Melania's newfound assertiveness, the focus inevitably shifts to another closely guarded secret: the couple's prenuptial agreement. Signed before their 2005 wedding, its undisclosed terms have long intrigued observers. Speculation is now intensifying. Could the prenup hold crucial clues about the true nature of their relationship? Could Melania's outspoken stance indicate deeper fractures beneath their carefully constructed public image? Ultimately, Melania Trump's surprising political revelation raises more questions than it answers. Is it calculated rebellion, genuine conviction, or a tone-deaf power play intended to solidify her own legacy? After years spent quietly in Donald's shadow, Melania has dramatically altered the narrative exactly when America least expected it. Personally, I believe the Trump marriage is a fascinating study of how power, wealth, and image can intertwine into a bond that defies traditional definition. It's a complex, layered relationship where the public facade is likely just the tip of an iceberg made of private arrangements, individual ambitions, and perhaps a unique and reserved form of affection altogether. Melania, in particular, has proven to be a much more strategic and independent figure than many imagined. She has learned to navigate a world of powerful men and has found her own way to assert her identity and boundaries. Whether it's a power play or a genuine need to express herself, her return to the scene is a plot twist that makes this story even more compelling and unpredictable. The mystery will continue, and we at Pure Elite Vibes will be here to unveil every new chapter of this elite drama. If this journey into the secret world of the Trumps has kept you glued to the screen, don't forget to subscribe to the Pure Elite Vibes channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next videos on the most fascinating and controversial lives of the global elite. Thanks for watching, and see you next time with more stories that will shake the world of the elite.